baby girl, mother, oh my sister, woman, where is our hand on all this that is happening? Is your hand to blame on anything that is causing your children discomfort in their living? If you are a mother, is your mouth to be blamed on all this? Are your actions to be blamed in all this that could be happening in your life in terms of peace in your home, peace in your relationship, peace in your, situation? Have you played any part in it as a woman? Have you forced issues? Have you been reactive? What kind of a woman, baby girl, have you been? Would you rather have your kids slaughtered for your say to stand? Would you rather have your kid live with trauma and fear in their life growing up just to stay in a violent home? Would you rather have money, live with mbabas or someone's boyfriend or husband, to have money than keep your children safe or in a safe environment when growing up? Do you choose money over your children? What comes first on your table as a woman? Looking good, competing with other women, so you do anything sorry, that it takes to live a life that is not yours, whereas you hurt your own children. I'm especially speaking to women who have children. At some point, I used to work somewhere or to have a project somewhere, and I was neighboring some clubs. And it was so present in my mind how women would come into my neighbor and have fun. And I remember noting some frequent women who used to come, and I would snoop into, what is happening while I'm still in my shop. And I could tell this woman is not comfortable. As a woman, again, as I say, I could be so emotional. I could just try to trace, like, Carol, you have a business right here. You have children. You know what it takes to bring them up. And I'm grateful to God for that. But then there's that woman who usually comes from Monday to Monday, sits there waiting for someone to buy them a drink. And I could close my business and leave them there. And I would assume they would take some time longer. And what closes to my mind is that this woman has come here so that perhaps she could just get someone to give a tip. A study that I personally did in that club from the waitress there. And I asked her about 2, 3 people who I was concerned with as a human and as a mother. And I decided to reach out on them because this waitress told me that these women usually would wait for someone to buy them drinks when, of course, they get tipsy. And then they could request this girl at the counter to sell that drink and get some money. So it reached a point I approached like 2, 3 of the girls that I could see. And how I did it, because I was selling clothes at that moment, I would ask them whether they have children. And from my stock, I could get 1, 2, 3 and give them for their children. And then that was just a way of drawing them close to me so that at least I could have a word with them. Not necessarily stop them from drinking. That was really not the advised thing to do, but to get to understand why they come there. And I remember at that moment, one of the 3 was already pregnant, like was in the first trimester, pregnant again, and already had 2 kids at home, where these are the kids that made her walk away from home every night to come take her, come look for money from the club men who are drinking. And eventually she told me that at time you beg and you could get support, they buy even food for you, but then the wage of all this ends up you selling yourself to them. And I remember that day already we had created friendship with this lady, and she could come to my shop, say hello, we have 2, 3 words, then she could go and do whatever. And it pained me, my friends. It really pained me that it's through this kind of mind that thought made her think that she could get help. But accidentally, pregnancy has happened. Yani, she added trouble on top of the trouble that she already had. And I pulled a friend at that moment, and one of them was a friend who was a customer who used to drink in that club, a gentleman. And because he was a father and he used to bring his family to me and buy clothes for them, I made the whole sense about that friend, and he teamed up friends who they used to drink with, and we gathered some amount and we gave this lady to go try and start a business from her home area, which really she did. What am I trying to say? Woman, would you rather, that is why I asked, would you rather use means that are more harmful to try and make a point while you're breaking the rest of your children? Because this woman, this friend of mine, she came because she needed really, and I asked her, couldn't you go uoshe manguo, uoshe watu manguo, ufanye vitu zingine, utafute job? And yes, struggle. It's not easy at you work on anyone that they employ. I mean, I know those are the kind of question we ask. Kwani hakuna kazi ingine unaweza fanya? Huwezi osha manguo? Ask hao wenye uosha, what are their challenges as well. I keep understanding, I keep asking ourselves, let us be human as well before we judge people. And in your capacity, at least do a thing practically before you judge through theory. Before you judge through theory. Please, woman, let's trust on ourselves. Speak to someone. Don't put just a score with your husband or your boyfriend to harm your children. The choices you make, they have consequences. Positive, if you do them well, they give back positive. If you do wrong, you'll get consequences which are negative. Take care of your voice or decisions. You can do better.